Hi again, everyone. Gary Digital Williams here on Beltway Boxing News and Notes on the Boxing on the Beltway Podcast Network. Of course, you can listen to the podcast network by going to Spreaker.com, iHeartRadio.com, Stitcher.com. We're in TuneIn. We're on Podcast Addict. We're in Spotify, and we are also on Google Podcasts. So many ways where you can hear the Beltway Boxing Podcast Network we have each and every week on our podcast. And of course, we have another big week this weekend, a big, major world title opportunity for one of our Beltway boxers. We'll go in depth on that. We'll also recap the great weekend that Beltway boxers had this past weekend here and abroad. And we'll give you some other content as well. Beltway Boxing News and Notes on the Boxing on Beltway Podcast Network, brought to you as always by Real Time Pain Relief. From boxers to ballerinas, for shoulder pain and muscle strain, everything in between, Boxing Law on the Beltway recommends Real Time Pain Relief, the natural, plant-based, safe, fast, and effective ointment. You go to freepainoffer.com, buy $10 worth of Real Time Pain Relief. You get a free $10 tube of Real Time Pain Relief, the official pain relief of the 2020 Daytona 500. Rub it on, the pain is gone in real time. And by DeborahSpears.com. She has great weight loss tips, great jewelry, and great training methods on her site. So go to Deborah, that's Debra Spears.com. This past Saturday night on November 2nd, had a nice night for Beltway boxers. A number of Beltway boxers appeared on the card at the MGM National Harbor Casino in Oxon Hill, Maryland. And there were 6 locals that competed on the card, and all 6 locals won. So congratulations to all of them. And of course, we did a little post-fight wrap-up show Juan Marcia and I did after the card. But I guess a couple of things on the card else that we didn't talk about that this past week. The crowd wasn't as big as it has been for that. I think a lot of times, other than the Beltway boxers that were there, the main event bouts, and nothing against the main event bouts, they were decent bouts, but a lot of them didn't know, a lot of people didn't know who they were, and I think it had a lot to do with it. Although it was a fine card, TGB Promotions put on a fine card, but again, I think a lot of people didn't know who a lot of the outside boxers were. But let's take a look once again at the Beltway boxers. The Russell brothers really headlined the show as far as Beltway boxers are concerned. Antoine the Last Russell, he was on FS2 on the prelim show. And by the way, congratulations and nice work by former world champion Swift Jared Hurd, who served as a color analyst on the broadcast this past Saturday night. Antoine Russell kept his perfect record intact, a crushing second-round knockout of Juan Huertas of Panama City, Panama. He went to work quickly, Russell did, battled the overmatched Huertas. Russell's continued punishment dropped Huertas to one knee, and Huertas just stayed there. He didn't even bother really to beat referee Bill Clancy's 10 count. Bout was stopped at 40 seconds of the second round. Russell's 12-0, all 12 wins by knockout, and Huertas 14-2-1, 10 KO. So another impressive showing by Antoine the Last Russell. Meanwhile, his brother Antonio Another Russell, he made short work of Samuel Gutierrez of Nuevo Laredo, Mexico. Russell landed a wicked overhand right, dropped Gutierrez to the canvas, and referee Kenny Chevalier stopped about 2:01 of the first round. Russell's 16-0 now, 12 KOs. Gutierrez falls to 16-26 and 6 KOs. Another bout that actually did make the FS2 telecast, and a good performance, I thought, for DC Super Lightweight Shingaskan Tazabai. Tazabai won a 4-round unanimous decision over Nicolas Atilio Velasquez of Buenos Aires, Argentina. Tazabai used his fundamentals very, very well in this contest, and he deserved the victory. Scores weren't given. They just said all 3 judges were in agreement. And Tazabai remains undefeated, 9-0, 2 KOs. Velasquez 11-7, 3 KOs. Also, Glenard, Maryland lightweight Devontae Speed Walls, he captured an 8-round unanimous decision win over Wanzel Venom Ellison of Newark, New Jersey. 2 men were trading throughout the contest, but Speed Walls used a lot of his defense in this one as he avoided some of Ellison's punches and about went into the later rounds. Ellison did land an accidental low blow in the 4th round. I wasn't sure Speed Walls could continue after that, and Ellison was not penalized. It was his first warning on that one. All 3 judges scored about 79-72 for Speed Walls. He's now 13-1-1, 8 KOs. Ellison falls to 11-2-1 with 5 KOs. Heisman Maryland Super Lightweight Patrick YG Pat Harris, he pummeled Joaquin Canero of Sierra, Brazil for 6 rounds en route to a technical knockout. Harris landed seemingly every punch in the book. Carmelo was just a Carnero, I should say, was a punching bag with feet. I mean, he was just getting pummeled and wasn't really putting anything back, really. So by that time, referee Kenny Chevalier finally stopped the contest. 25 seconds of the fifth round. He just wasn't firing back at all. Sixth round, excuse me. Harris is now 18-0, 8 KOs. Carnero drops to 25-12, 23 KOs. So Harris just out pummeled him. I'm not sure who Carnero was knocking out in his career, but he had nothing to do against Patrick White. He beat Pat Harris, who fought very well this year, by the way. Excuse me. Super lightweight, Tariq IGB Irby, Landover, Maryland. He remained undefeated, 8-round unanimous decision over very game Joaquin Chavez of Los Angeles, California. Now, I didn't see the first part of this, but I was walking into the MGM National Harbor after round 2. But my partner Juan Marshall said that Irby did knock down Chavez in both the first and second rounds. But Chavez was making things difficult for Irby down the middle of the bout as he was landing shots of his own. But Irby was able to overcome, I think, the scorecard deficit was too much for Chavez. And Irby went on to win by scores of 78-72 and 79-73 twice. Irby's 9-0, 3 KOs. Chavez falls to 9-19-4, 2 KOs. So those were the Beltway boxers on the card. The rest of the card, again, non-Beltway boxers, but decent bouts. The main event was Brian El Boxy Carlos Castano of Buenos Aires, Argentina. He stopped Wale Lucky Boy Omatoso of Los Angeles, California by way of Nigeria. He stopped at the end of the fifth round to win the vacant win the vacant WBO Intercontinental Junior Middleweight title. Castano, by the way, very nice man. We talked to him after the bout. You heard part of that. You heard that interview in a press conference right after about on the post-fight wrap-up show. Nice guy. He wants everybody in the super welterweight and junior middleweight divisions. He wants Jared Hurd. He wants Tony Harrison. He wants Charlo. He wants all of them. And I'm not sure he's ready for Jared Hurd. He could give Tony Harrison a little bit of trouble, I think. That was an easy one. The bout against Omatoso was an easy one for Castano. He outslugged him throughout the bout. Omatoso couldn't return any offense. Omatoso actually hurt his shoulder during the bout and forced the doctors ringside, stopped the contest at the end of the fifth round. Castano's undefeated at 19-0-1, 13 KOs. Omatoso falls to 28-5, 22 KOs. In fact, Castano's draw was against former world champion Erislandy Lara, by the way. Co-featured bout, Javier Fortuna of La Roma, Dominican Republic. He put on a dominating performance on way to stopping Jesus Cuellar of Buenos Aires, Argentina in the second round. This is a battle of former world super featherweight champions, and Fortuna made it very easy. Dropped Cuellar twice, first time in the first round. First one was in the first round. They threw rights at the same time, and Fortuna's landed, Cuellar's didn't. Second round, Fortuna sent a nice left-right combination to Cuellar's head, knocked him back down. Another quick flurry forced referee Bill Clancy stopped about a 2:01 of the second round. Fortuna captured the WBC Continental Americas lightweight title. He's now 35-2-1, 24 KOs. Cuellar 29-4, 22 KOs. David Osvari Morel, he is out of Santa Clara, Cuba. He stopped Quentin Rankin in the second round. Morel, who's competing in a scheduled 8-round bout after only one previous pro fight. He did damage early with a strong offensive attack, led to a vicious body shot, stopped Rankin dead in his tracks. W. Braslow stopped the bout at 101 of the second round. Morel's 2-0, 2 KOs, and again, his first bout was scheduled for 6 rounds, and this bout was scheduled for 8 rounds. Rankin is 15-7-2, 12 KOs. Behind Texas welterweight cowboy Ryan Carl won by 5th round technical decision when his opponent Berman Snake Aguilar of San Jose, Costa Rica could not continue. Aguilar gave the early advantage in the bout, knocking down Carl with an overhand right in the first round. But in setting up that punch, Aguilar hurt his left hand and the hand got progressively worse during the bout. Referee Bill Clancy, on the advice of the ringside doctors, he stopped the contest at the end of the 5th round. Carl is now 18-2, 12 KOs. Aguilar drops to 15-6-1, 5 KOs. Ninth performance by undefeated welterweight Anthony ATV Velasquez. He scored a 7th round TKO over Michael the Hammer Crane of Smyrna, Delaware. I think Velasquez is from Puerto Rico. Velasquez stayed poised and disciplined throughout the contest. He controlled the action, solid head and body shots. Crane attempted to mount an offensive attack, but he was overwhelmed by Velasquez's onslaught. David Brazlow stopped about 159 of the 7th round, and Velasquez remained perfect 8-0, 8 KOs. Crane falls to 3-4, 1 KO. Philadelphia, Pennsylvania super welterweight Paul Kroll scored a 4th round TKO over Fahad Fatullah of Baku, Azerbaijan. Kroll knocked down Fatullah twice during the bout before it was stopped by David Brazlow again at 2:05 of the 4th round. Kroll is 6-0, 5 KOs. Fatullah is 1-4. And the walkout bout, Ranfis Encarnacion of San Cristobal, Dominican Republic, scored an easy first-round knockout over Emmanuel Dominguez of Aguascalientes, Mexico. Encarnacion used a great left-right combination to drop Dominguez for the count. Bout ended at 59 seconds. Encarnacion still undefeated, 17-0, 13 KOs. Dominguez falls to 24-9-2 with 16 KOs. So that was the card from the MGM National Harbor Casino in Oxon Hill, Maryland. Another solid performance, number of solid performances by Beltway boxers. One other event took place this past weekend on Friday, November 1st. Malik the King Warren, the super featherweight out of Baltimore, Maryland. He made a demonstrative Mayweather Promotions debut, scored a 2nd round TKO over the debuting Chauncey Perry of Jonesboro, Arkansas. That took place at the Sam's Town and Gambling Hall in Las Vegas, Nevada. I had a chance to see this bout on Facebook, and Warren was just outstanding. Warren, he signed with Mayweather Promotions back in mid-October. He knocked down Perry 3 times during the bout. First knockdown coming from a wicked left hook in the first round. Beautiful shot. 2nd round, Warren dropped Perry with head and body shots twice before the bout was stopped at 109. Warren is now 2-0 at 2 KOs. He looked very, very strong. So again, the Upton Boxing Gym, outstanding boxers there. Of course, you have Gervonta Davis, two-time former world champion. Malik Hawkins has signed with Mayweather Promotions as well, as had, of course, Davis's and Warren. And, of course, you can't forget Lorenzo Truck Simpson, who will be headlining a card on Saturday, November 16th at LaFontaine Blue in Glen Burnie, Maryland. Again, we don't have a lot of information about that card. So hopefully by the end of this, by beginning of next week, we'll bring you some information on that card on Saturday, November the 16th. Now, take a look at the schedule for this week. And again, the schedule for this week really all takes place as we record this tomorrow, Saturday, November 9th, where we have a number of Beltway boxers in action coming up on November 9th. 5 Beltway boxers on tap to perform on Saturday, November 9th. And, of course, the biggest one of them all will take place at Chauncey Park in Fresno, California. And that's where Upper Marlboro, Maryland super featherweight Lamont Rose Jr. will get a mandatory world title defense against Jamel Simplified Herring for the WBO super featherweight championship. That'll be coming up on Saturday, November 9th. And the bout will be streamed live on ESPN Plus. It's the main event on that card. This is a big one for Roach. Roach is 19-0-1, 7 KOs. Came off a successful defense of his WBO International Super Featherweight Championship, winning a 10-round unanimous decision over Jonathan Oquendo on May 4th in Las Vegas, Nevada. This will be Herring's first title defense. Herring 20-2, 10 KOs. He won the WBO Super Featherweight title back on May 25th, the 12th-round unanimous decision over Masayuki Ito, in Kissimmee, Florida. And again, this is not going to be an easy bout for Lamont. No question about that. Herring is a talented boxer. He looked very good in that bout against Ito. So this could go either way. This will be a big one for Lamont. No question about that. And again, if there are any kind of best feelings coming out of this bout, Chauncey Park in Fresno, California, is where I believe is the Fresno Grizzlies play AAA baseball. The Fresno Grizzlies, by the way, are the AAA affiliate for the now World Series champion Washington Nationals. So if that's any kind of karma, that could be interesting to see what happens going forward. So that is going to be Saturday, November 9th, and on ESPN Plus, Lamont Rose Jr. challenging Jamel Simplified Herring for the WBO Super Featherweight Championship. But that's not all on Saturday, November 9th. We're going to go over these one more time. We went over them last week when we did the schedule. We want to go over these a little bit more this time. Saturday, November 9th at the Staples Center in Los Angeles, California, Washington, D.C. Super Middleweight Gregory Glizzy Clark He will be in a 6-round contest against undefeated Alexis Espino of Las Vegas, Nevada. Clark is 4-4-1, 1 KO, looking to bounce back from a tough first-round TKO loss to Jonathan Esquivel on July 13th in Carson, California. Espino is 4-0, 3 KOs, scored a third-round TKO over Oscar Soto. That was on August 24th in Hermosillo, Mexico. On Saturday, November 9th, at the Exposition Building in Portland, Maine, Baltimore super featherweight Jamal Dyer battles the silent assassin William Foster of New Haven, Connecticut, in a contest that's scheduled for 8 rounds. Dyer is 9-2, 5 KOs, losing his last bout by 8-round unanimous decision to Andres Cortez on April 5th in Las Vegas. This will be Dyer's third straight bout against an undefeated boxer, so to say he stepped up his competition is an understatement. Foster's 10-0 with 7 KOs, coming off a 4th-round TKO over Ramon Eliezer Esperanza. That was on May 10th in Springfield, Massachusetts. On Saturday, November 9th at Rock Hill, South Carolina, no word where in Rock Hill that's going to be. Dundalk, Maryland super featherweight Dorian Bostic. He'll be a 4-round bout. No word yet on his opponent. We're still looking for that. Bostic's originally from Cheraw, South Carolina, so this is kind of a homecoming. He made his pro debut on May 25th, registered a first-round knockout over Jarrell Thomas on May 25th in Charlotte, North Carolina. Saturday, November 9th at Orange County High School in Orange, Virginia, undefeated Salisbury, Maryland welterweight Nasty Nigel Fennell in a 4-round bout against Corey Champion of Louisa, Virginia. Fennell is 5-0, 4 KOs, coming off a 6-round unanimous decision win over Darrell Harris. That was on September 14th in Sterling, Virginia, and Michael's Son Sportsplex. Champion is 1-0, won his pro debut with a 3rd-round TKO over Dustin Michael Lanning on July 20th back at the Orange County High School. So that's what's going on Saturday, November the 9th. It's going to be huge, folks. We'll get all the details for you as they come along next week here on the Box on Beltway Boxing News and Notes podcast. Now, we also just heard this week, this day, a few minutes ago, actually, because he put it out on his Facebook page, but then we had to look it up, and sure enough, it's there. We sent our best wishes to Mighty Joe Jones out of Leesburg, Virginia. He'll be traveling to the Halle Messe Arena in Halle an der Saale, Germany, where he will compete for the vacant WBC Youth Cruiserweight title, the IBF Youth Cruiserweight title, and the WBO Youth Cruiserweight title. 3 world title bouts on the line when Joe Jones goes up against Jürgen Oldejaj of Magdeburg, Germany, by way of Les Albania. Now, Joe Jones is 11-1 with 8 KOs. He's coming off a bout against, his last bout was on June 29th at the Gardens Ice House in Laurel, Maryland, and he won a 6-round unanimous decision over Twan Smith. So this bout, I believe, is scheduled for, let's see, actually it doesn't say. It doesn't say whether it's scheduled for 10 rounds or 12 rounds. This bout, I see now. It's scheduled for 10 rounds. 10 rounds for this bout. And again, Joe Jones just went 6 rounds, full 6 rounds, only for the second time in his career. Last time he did was in Danville, Virginia in September of 2016. He won a 6-round unanimous decision over Brad Austin. And this is a huge step in competition. The only one close to this was when he knocked out Montez Brown back on April 20th, 2019 at Rose Garden Raceway in Fort Washington, Maryland. I do remember that bout. He fought very, very well in that bout, knocking him out 101 in the first round. But to go from Twan Smith, who was 3-2 going in, to go up against Jürgen Oldejaj, who is 11-0 with just 2 knockouts, that's a big step. No question about that. Oldejaj, his last bout took place in Magdeburg at the Stade Hall, his hometown, against Krzysztof Twardowski, and he won by unanimous decision there. It looked like he had a 6 and 8 round bout there. So again, this could be a big step for both guys, and that's where Oldejaj won the interim WBC Youth World Cruiserweight title. He's also been the World Boxing Organization Youth Cruiser title. He won that by unanimous decision in December of 2018. So it's going to be a big one for Joe Jones out of Leesburg, going after 3 belts: the vacant WBC Youth Cruiserweight title, the vacant IBF Youth Cruiserweight title, and the World Boxing Organization Youth Cruiser title that older Dodge has. So best wishes to Mighty Joe Jones out of Leesburg, Virginia, going after 3 regional world regional titles, because they are the WBC and WBO and IBF versions of the title. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens there. So again, another great weekend on tap. And of course, again, November 16th at Glen Burnie, Maryland's LaFontaine Blue. We hope to have more details on that as well. That'll do it. A relatively short podcast here today on the Boxing on Beltway Podcast Network. And Beltway Boxing News and Notes is brought to you by Real-Time Pain Relief. You go to freepainoffer.com, buy $10 worth of Real-Time Pain Relief. You get a free $10 tube of Real-Time Pain Relief, the official pain relief of the 2020 Daytona 500. Rub it on. The pain is gone in real time. And by DeborahSpears.com. Great weight loss tips, great jewelry, and great training methods at Deborah, Debra Spears.com. Don't forget about the Amazon page on boxingonthebeltway.blogspot.com. You can buy your gifts through Amazon.com right there on Boxing on the Beltway blog, boxingonthebeltway.blogspot.com. Remember, Black Friday's coming up and Christmas right behind it. So you can get your gifts on the Amazon page on boxingonthebeltway.blogspot.com. Of course, you can always find me on Twitter at Digital25, and any other questions or comments you have, you can email me at beltwayboxing@hotmail.com. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Gary Digital Williams. Reminding you, as always, keep supporting the best boxing in the world, the boxing along the Beltway. Thanks for listening, everyone. Take care.